Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Session 3 of Knights of the Old Republic 2. Joining me again today is Ryan. Haven't heard back from Ted, so I guess he's not able to make it today. Oh well. And on my off time, I've played the game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Session 3.
Got some echo.
Of Knights of the Old Republic 2. I seem to have joining me again today is Ryan open. That was echoing my stream at me. I forgot to close Opera. It was playing the stream. Joining me again today is Ryan. There we go. Okay. That's always embarrassing when it happens. Unfortunately, I can't just capture Discord's audio. It has to be my entire desktop's audio.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it works.
Yeah, let me just get the chat window back up on my screen so that I can see what's going on. In my off time, I played the game all the way to the end of the main 4 planets. So by before Dantooine, this save file actually means before the Jedi meeting on Dantooine. That marks the big twist that opens up the end game. But we're not nearly that far in the stream.
There's a twist that Bruce Willis is dead.
Possibly something
what
along
a
those
twist.
lines. But when we last left our heroes on the 5th in Session 2, Traya had lost her hand, and Atten, being a cool guy, was like, hey, you know, that probably sucks a little, so maybe you should go see her. Before that, I'm gonna go deal with something that bothers me about Knights of the Old Republic 2, and that's the ugly-ass headgear. Fortunately, some cool cat devised a mod that allows you to toggle the headgear on and off at any workbench. Goodbye, ugly headgear. So much better. Ha. Oh, hi, T3. Enlightening. How did you get here, T3?
By the power of plot.
Were you on the Ebon Hawk with Kreia?
He exists wherever the plot needs him to be.
If you saw the intelligence mark before that dialogue choice, that means this dialogue choice only actually appears if you have a high enough intelligence stat. Obsidian games love to do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But where did the Ebon Hawk come from? Wow, the plot thickens. Yes, but where did the Ebon
Hawk... Apparently, we're not getting any of the game on stream. It's just stuck on the save.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's doing that again?
Apparently.
I tested this out like 6 frickin' times to make sure that that wouldn't happen. So hold on, I'll fix this.
Guys, we hear you in the chat.
There we go. It's working. Okay, I'm gonna reload my save file. Ugh. Open broadcaster software, why do you do this to me? Sometimes open broadcaster software just gets stuck on capturing full screen applications, even borderless windowed applications. Even when it's set to display capture, so that it's supposed to capture anything that's on my front monitor. But no. No, okay. So, I was talking about this mod that lets you turn off the headgear. The ugly-ass headgear. Much better. Yeah, I feel like I've had this conversation before. This is what you were missing. Just me glorying in not having to wear ugly headgear all the time. Anyway, I was talking to T3M4 over here, the Knights of the Old Republic precursor to R2-D2 and BB-8. Wow, he is a real retro clunker, isn't he? The unfortunate thing about talking to him when he's fiddling with machinery is that the tool at the front of the thing is always going to be smoking like this. At first, I thought that was a result of the cutscene in which Kreia zapped him with lightning, but no, it's just a graphical flaw. How did you get here, T3? Were you on the Ebon Hawk with Kreia? But where did the Ebon Hawk come from? Wow, such riveting conversation. It's always funny because your character is supposed to be able to understand this, but unlike, say, the Old Republic MMO, which gives you, like, some actually kind of funny subtitles when a droid talks at you, the Knights of the Old Republic games never translate. The droid speak. Oh, come on, Green Raccoon. BB-8's cool. Like, you know,
BB-8's okay.
I will accept any other criticism of the Disney sequels as a talking point, but BB-8 is beyond reproach. Okay. Not only is it a cool droid, but it's a really cool practical effect too. Yes, but where did the Ebon Hawk come from? Stop changing the subject, you stupid beeping clunking machine. Well,
Beep Boop does not answer my question.
no, he was actually just completely silent for a beat there. If you don't know, then just say so. Alright, but this isn't over. I'll be going now. Trying to get BB-8 to tell you things about his previous master, who, spoiler alert, was the protagonist of KOTOR 1, is a bit of a chore. You have to get his influence up enough that he'll answer questions. There's also this other project he's working on. HK-47, another party member from KOTOR 1. The two droids and this dude in armor called Mandalore are all party members from the first game. In order to get HK-47 working, you need to get your hands on a number of parts. Those parts are droid processor, replacement droid chassis, control cluster, and vocabulator. Lucky for us, we ripped a vocabulator out of that stupid HK-50 droid back on Paraga Station, so we can just stick that in there.
Well, that's awfully convenient.
Now, you can find the other three parts at a bunch of stores, but the easiest way to get them is to just keep killing the HK-50 units that come to kill you, and eventually they'll drop all of them. But, you know, depending on what planets you visit first, you might find it quicker and more convenient to just buy the parts. Hey, Kreia. How's the stump? I'm sorry, was that an insensitive way to ask?
Here, let me give you a hand with whatever you're doing.
Have you come for more answers? There is little more left to give.
When you lost your hand, I felt it too.
That does not surprise me, any more than you hearing my thoughts when we were apart. The pain, however, was unexpected. If I could, I would have shielded you from it.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Save your pity. I am here to save you.
It wasn't my
not
winking
the other
hand.
way around.
If we travel together, then we need to work together.
I do not need your condescension nor your lectures. If anyone needs training and guidance, it is you.
The pain I felt when you lost your hand, what if it had been more intense?
I do not know. I fear that the consequences would have been more extreme.
More extreme? I felt like my hand was dipped in molten carbonite.
Then the sensation you would feel upon my death might be less than that, though much quicker.
Would it have been lethal?
Possibly, yes, and I fear it works both ways. I would not wish to test it, nor should you.
Okay, so this is an interesting little twist involving Kreia. So, your protagonist and Kreia are connected through the Force, with an unusually strong Force bond. When one is seriously injured, the other feels it. And they're worried that if one of them dies, the other will die along with them. This does come with an in-game benefit, though. While Kreia having lost her hand means she can't actually do anything involving two-handed or dual-wielding weapons, whenever she's in the party, any buff effect that one of the two characters gets is also transferred to the other. So if one of them uses, say, Force Speed, the other gets that speed bonus as well. Which is handy, considering the Master Speed is like one of the best goddamn talents in the game, and if you have both of them in your party, only one of them needs to cast it and they both get the benefits. That, like, adds in an additional attack or so every round, so basically you'll double your damage output by using it. Now, let's see, what option should I pick here? Okay, what can we do? I don't want my actions to place you at risk.
When battle is upon us, I suspect our minds are prepared enough to shield each other from the pain. I think we shall not have a repeat incident of what happened at Paragus.
I've never heard of a link like this before, in holocrons or in the Jedi histories.
I confess its nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong, and its roots run deep. It seems the Force flows easily between us. When one of us manipulates the Force to heal or strengthen ourselves, the other is aided as well.
Okay, you and Kreia possess the Force Chain special ability. When either of you uses a Force power on yourself, the other gains the benefit as well.
A powerful technique indeed, though, as we have
So what happens if you
noticed,
cast
it
Reflect?
has its
Does it just reflect off their
drawbacks.
reflect and reflects back? Just do that whole tradition, like Final Fantasy strategy where you cast Reflect and then bounce it off yourself to get around their Reflect.
Fortunately, you don't really have to worry about reflects. You do have to worry about deflects, but that's really just a limited use shield item that some enemies will use, and you also have the ability to use those items. They come in clutch, I have to say, but we'll see more of those later. When we were on Paragus, I could feel the Force again.
Indeed. And was it the same as before?
Yes, but can you use the Force?
It was like a whisper at the edge of hearing.
If my suspicions are correct, perhaps the damage the Jedi Council did was not as permanent as they thought. It is not an easy thing to cut one off from the Force.
So Kreia makes the assumption, or perhaps the calculated suggestion, that the Jedi Council were the ones who originally cut the protagonist off from the Force. As we progress the story, we're going to find out that it's probably not them who did it. Or at least they claim it's not them who did it. Ooh, you know? One of the big things in both Knights of the Old Republic games is that the Jedi Council isn't just, like, fallible. It's also, like, it also perpetuates some extremely questionable moral decisions in the name of preserving peace in the galaxy. Wait, the Jedi did this to me?
What did you believe? That you suddenly lost your connection with the Force without reason?
It's not... But to cut one off from the Force, it's like losing all of your senses at once.
Indeed it is. It
As
is much
Mob
like losing
Dismo
one's
says, I am
ability to
rubber,
listen,
Exile, you
or
are
being
glue.
put into a deep sleep, unable to awaken to the galaxy around you. Such a thing has been done before, when Jedi have pronounced sentence on their own, and exiled them as they did you.
Now, let's see. Then there must be a way to reverse what they did.
It is possible that such a thing can be undone. Still, even so, the chances of the Jedi undoing such a thing for a traitor is a slim thing at best, assuming they yet live.
But you said it's possible. How? No. But the Force, I can feel it again, if only slightly.
Our link may have had other consequences. Perhaps you can hear the Force again, distantly, through me. If so, then there is hope. I may be able to teach you, train you to feel the Force again. And if you will not allow me to help you, then other Jedi must train you, or undo the damage they have done.
I will honor whatever training you wish to give me.
Do not honor me, fallen Jedi. Honor it by listening and learning. Do that, and perhaps we shall survive this thing, you and I. I offer to train you to become strong again, to know the ways of the Force, and to hear the Force sing within you as it once did.
I would welcome whatever aid you offer.
Then our training shall begin. Whenever I travel with you, I shall impart what I can to you, through my words and presence.
This is a lot to take in at once. I need time to reflect on this.
I would see to that fool in the cockpit, and remind him of our destination. I would not want him attempting to veer from Telos.
He's not a fool, but he does feel odd to me.
He is a fool and an imbecile. His potential lies downwards, not up. Watch that one. His thoughts are slippery. I do not trust him, and nor should you. Such a man serves himself first, and his allies next.
Kreia really doesn't like it when you're complimentary toward Atten for some reason.
She's kind of only care about me.
That's what he appears to be at first. I actually didn't think I'd end up liking Atten half as much as I do, but he's actually a really interesting character. And one of the things that the restored content mod adds back in is actually like the conclusion of his whole story arc. Because Atten has this confrontation with Darth Sion at the end, which can actually result in his permanent death if you happen to lose the battle. But that's if you lose the battle. You get to decide whether or not that ends badly for him or not. Anyway, Kreia is interesting. She's not just here to spout cryptic stuff at you when you talk to her. You can talk to her fairly frequently and gain both new information about herself and the plot, and also learn skills from her by training in the Force. I'll do that after Telos, though. I don't really see any benefit to doing that right now. AT3.
Answer my questions now.
I need a programming spike. Can you make any more? For some reason, okay, certain characters can make certain types of items for you, but they're not supposed to be able to do this. For some reason, if you talk to T3 during this space trip specifically, he just keeps spitting out computer spikes at you infinitely.
So just keep doing it.
The best thing is, at this point in the game, a single computer spike sells for a decent amount of credits. So you can exploit this pretty hard. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make a handful of computer spikes so that I have a decent amount to use. But
I wanted to be here for the next hour.
Oh yeah, when it comes to influencing Kreia, it's a bit different than the other party members. When you influence the other party members, your alignment affects theirs. They'll be dragged closer. Oh, he's out. Okay. But he was able to make 12 computer spikes. Nice. Maybe it's based on how many you have. Why did it go into a camera? I wanted a quick save. But yeah, Kreia's influence will never stray away from true neutral, though. I'm not really sure if there's a dialogue benefit later on to gaining more influence with Kreia, or if there's some penalty for gaining more influence with Kreia, as the case may be.
It just makes you more neutral.
In any case, there is a benefit to reaching maximum light or maximum darkness. When you have light mastery or dark mastery, you gain a stat buff to one of your stats based on what class you are. I'm a Jedi Guardian right now, so if I get to light mastery, I'll get +3 to strength and go from that 8 with a -1 modifier roll to 12 with a +1 modifier roll, which is good. But what I'm planning to do once the prestige classes unlock is switch over to Jedi Watchman, because that will give me some abilities that I need. Anyway, hey Atten.
How's our passenger? She's still aging?
Cryptic as always.
What a surprise. Just so you Jedi know, the whole cryptic routine isn't mysterious, it's just irritating. If you really can see the future, you should be at the Bazak table.
Oh, Atten. I don't think Kreia's a Jedi.
Then she must be royalty, because she's got to be queen of the galaxy to bark out orders like that. Or maybe she's senile. I mean, how old do you think she is? She may have been good-looking once, but it takes some hard living to make creases like that.
Hard living?
Yeah. Her face looks like it was plowed by crazed Ord Mantell farmers. Don't tell me you were too distracted by her personality to notice.
So much dialogue between gameplay parts.
Yes, indeed. Look, ease off the insults. She was wounded helping us escape, remember?
Whoa, all right. Don't get mad at me. Hey, I didn't ask her to stay behind and get her hand cut off, okay? I mean, I appreciate what she did and all, but she could stand to lay off the insults herself, you know?
Are we still on course for Telos?
Like we have a choice? It's the only place Paragus had logged in their astrogation charts. Well, if you thought Paragus was dead, then Telos is a dying world they're trying to breathe back to life. Should be there before too long. You can check our course on the galaxy map if you want. It's on the wall behind you.
Alright, I'll do that.
So, what happened?
That we shall do.
To what?
Don't give me that. There were plenty of times back on Paragus where a lightsaber would have been helpful. So where's yours?
Exiles aren't allowed to keep their lightsabers. My lightsaber was taken from me by the Council.
Oh yeah? I thought a Jedi was supposed to be married to their lightsaber. Guess I heard wrong. Were you a single hilt or one of those double-bladed Jedi?
And this is where you get to decide what your original lightsaber was. As it happens, this also affects what your first random drop lightsaber is after you build one. So whatever lightsaber you describe here will appear in a cutscene, yes, but it will also appear as a drop after you build a lightsaber. So keep that in mind. I'm going to go with a single hilt.
Figures. It wasn't
It was
red,
many
was
colors. It was super awesome. It was the only lightsaber of its kind, making me super special awesome.
So he asks you if your crystal is red. Both the blade and the crystal were unique.
Yeah? Unique how?
And this is where you get to pick the color of the lightsaber. Unfortunately, you don't get to pick all of the colors that are available. You can say it was viridian, silver, orange, violet, yellow, green, or blue. You can't pick cyan for some reason, even though that's an option.
I always had a fondness for the green.
Yeah, green is nice.
Blue is just always so box standard.
Yeah, well, blue is the color of the Jedi Guardians.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say that my first lightsaber was viridian. One the Jedi Order had never seen before.
Must have been something. Sure be nice to have it now. Might make those Sith think twice before coming after us.
I think it would just drive them to hunt me harder.
Alright, forget I said anything. Like I said before, you can check our course on the galaxy map if you want. It's on the wall behind you.
And you get light or dark side points depending on how you answer that, but I guess no influence. Well, I'll talk to Atten later. One of the things about the conversations in this game that kind of irritates me is that you don't really have to wait for time to pass between conversations in any sense.
Okay, according to Mabismo, yes, you can't pick Signy to say you don't remember the color.
Oh, really? Oh well.
Yeah.
I'll get a cyan crystal eventually anyway.
It's not a huge deal, not like it matters.
I forgot that there were pink lightsabers. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah.
I want a mauve lightsaber.
There's not really any time that needs to pass between conversations on the Ebon Hawk. As long as you're past a certain point in the story and have had certain conversations before, you can just keep talking to the same character and do all of their conversation trees. You do have to keep in mind that there are opportunities to influence them by bringing them along to certain quests on certain planets. And you won't necessarily know which ones go for which character unless you save scum those quests. So, yeah. Now, KOTOR 1 had a pretty bog-standard Star Wars opening. Everyone's on a ship that's being attacked, they escape pod to a planet, and then they adventure on that planet.
Me see the escape, where the pod?
This one has kind of a convoluted opening.
Attention, this is Citadel Station Bay Control, Dock Module 126. Please remain where you are. Lieutenant Dahlgren will arrive shortly to meet you. That is all.
I don't like the sound of that. If they think we caused the explosion... Uh-oh. Here comes the welcoming party. They may not know what happened, so don't blow it.
I'm Lieutenant Gren, Telos Security Force. I'm under orders to take
Apparently,
you into
Revan's
custody
cannot be
in
used
regards
or
to
two
the
blades, one red
destruction
and
of
one
the Paragus
purple.
mining facility.
Yeah, that actually appears on Korriban when you fight an illusion version of Revan. Ren. Why did I say Ren? Revan. When you fight an illusory version of Darth Revan, he does have a red sword, a red lightsaber, and a purple lightsaber. Are we under arrest?
You haven't been formally charged, but you will be placed under house arrest pending the results of our investigation. Due to the nature of the investigation, I have no specific timetable to offer you. In the meantime, your ship and any droids will have to be given over for safekeeping. Yes, that includes you. You are a droid, so you will be detained. In addition, we will have to take your personal arms and armor until the completion of our inquiry.
So yeah, you get arrested the moment you land on Telos, and you have to spend several days just locked in an apartment taking phone calls from the two different factions. It's, different, gotta say. It does give you an opportunity for some role play in terms of how you react to this situation, but it's not something that I've seen in any other Star Wars game or story, so I understand.
Hold on. Is there any way to get our gear back?
If you are cleared of any involvement, your personal effects will be returned to you. You will be held briefly in the TSF station until living quarters can be arranged, at which point you will be placed under house arrest. Do you understand?
I do. I'll cooperate.
Good. My men will relieve you of any arms and armor. Please follow me.
Tell me I'm not going to jail again.
Well, as they say on Coruscant, fuck the police.
Now, the character we're seeing here, I believe, is the Handmaiden. Either that or it's one of the identical sisters of the Handmaiden. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing much of the Handmaiden in this playthrough.
Briefly. Living quarters are being arranged for you and your companions as we speak. Someone will return shortly to escort you to an apartment in Residential Module 082.
So, depending on what gender you play, there's a pair of characters. The Handmaiden and the Disciple. If you're a woman, you get the Disciple, and if you're a male, you get the Handmaiden. So basically, if you're a male, you get the good character, and if you're a Handmaiden, you get... If you're a female, you get the not good character. I really understand why people tend to mod the game so that you get the Handmaiden no matter what. Anyway, let's see. I'm just gonna play along like a nice law-abiding citizen. One of the things...
We might be here for a while. Might as well get comfortable.
One of the perks to being a Jedi class is that you get the unarmed specialization feats, so you can fight barehanded.
So this is the last of the Jedi. I must admit, I'm a little disappointed.
Wow, you sound like a really familiar voice actor. You're wrong. I'm no Jedi.
Jedi or no, you're the one I am pledged to kill. There is no mistaking that. The exchange is a bounty on Jedi, you know. You're worth quite a bit of money.
The exchange, huh? I'm pretty sure some two-bit pistol jockey like yourself isn't one of them.
Hey? I'm more than skilled enough to work for the exchange.
You bounty hunters couldn't even win a fair fight. You're the cheapest, most worthless mercenary scum in the galaxy. I'd hire a Mandalorian over your filth in a second.
No Mandalorian could match my skills. No Mandalorian could have been clever enough to infiltrate this station, taken the identity of one of the guards, then...
Then what? Overloaded our force cage fields and made it look like an accident? You probably don't even have the guts to fight me. Pathetic.
Don't think overloading your cages had not occurred to me. You're wanted alive, but I doubt anyone will care as long as I bring them your corpse.
So, yeah, Atton's taunting game is top tier, apparently, and he's just gonna goad this guy into letting us out of our cages. We're in a TSF station. How do you expect to get away with this?
The security cameras have mysteriously shorted out. There will be no witnesses to your escape attempt, during which I'll have been forced to kill you. By the time the TSF realize I'm not one of them, I will be far from this place.
I don't wish to fight you.
Easier for me then. Come, Jedi. It is time to die.
Why is it that when
leave her alone. You want to fight?
Well, I don't wish to fight you, because ultimately if you did fight, it wouldn't be a contest.
Hey-o. And you shall not do so twice. But I shall dispose of all of you eventually. And an old woman, a fool, and a broken Jedi are no match to my skills.
So he just turns off the cages and lets us out, so that he can fight us fair and square. Because we taunted him about not being able to do that. I'm just gonna spam flurry at this guy. Because...
This shall not stop us for long.
The security cameras are... What? What's going on here?
Man down! Quick! Call a medic!
All right, Jedi. I want you to back up slowly. Hands in front of you. Into the force cage. Cooperate, and we won't have to gun you down.
Come on, Lieutenant. They've already killed... who is that? Is that Batu Rem?
he said he was an assassin.
Rem's no assassin.
Batu Rem is on leave. He shouldn't even be on the station. This man isn't him.
Okay. So yeah, like, this, what could have been a horrible misunderstanding was averted the moment they realized that this guy in the uniform
isn't theirs.
Isn't theirs, yeah. It's a good thing that they happened to have someone on hand who instantly recognized, like, wait, who's this guy? What's going to happen now?
We've arranged for an apartment in Residential Module 082. You'll stay there under house arrest until our investigation of the Progress matter is complete. You'll be under TSF protection. I'll personally clear any visitors to your quarters, and we'll investigate this incident to the best of our ability.
All right.
Officer, Got Lieutenant Yima a report of this incident. She'll look into this. The rest of you come with me. We'll escort you to the apartment in 082 immediately.
And now we get to sit in an apartment for several weeks, I guess.
These will serve as your quarters for the duration of your house arrest. 2 officers will be stationed outside at all times. Again, I'll clear any visitors. There won't be another incident.
But just to be on the safe side, why don't you leave us a blaster or 2?
How long will I be here?
I can't say. We have a ship examining what's left of the Paragas facility now, so your stay might be brief.
I don't know, free
Keep
apartment.
informed.
Now, this is a step
Can't be
up
too
from the
bad.
force cage, at least.
If there are any problems, we'll use the wall terminal to contact you. Let's go.
Obsidian kinda, like, takes the logical conclusions of almost every
This isn't
situation
good.
and
We've
goes
gotta
there
get
with
off
it.
this station.
Why do we need to leave?
What do you think the TSF is gonna find at Paragas? That could bring the Sith... You know what? Forget it. As long as we're trapped here, it doesn't matter.
What do you think, Kreia?
We cannot stay in any one place too long, but our path has brought us here for a reason. I must meditate on this. In the meantime, we should rest.
Yeah, you go ahead and meditate. As for me, I could use some sleep.
Alright, let's rest up. Don't you hate it when the phone interrupts your meditation time?
Excuse me, you have a caller. Moza, representing the Ithorian planet restoration interests on Telos. Lieutenant Gren's cleared him if you'd like to speak with him.
Okay,
Very well. I'll
so
let him in now.
this is where the faction quest for this planet just kicks in. These aliens, who speak in, indecipherable Star Wars-ese, they're trying to restore their planet, It's all very nice and peaceful. They want to restore the ecosystem of a planet that was ravaged by war. And then there's the Zerka Corporation, who were, if I remember correctly, a major presence in the first KOTOR game as well, who are trying to sort of hijack the entire restoration effort so that they can make a profit off of it. So here's the setup. So, the Zerka Corporation. Their view of the whole situation is that the Ithorians don't really have what it takes to make this planetary restoration project work on a scale that leads to the prosperity of the people involved, the people who live on the planet, and the economic connections the planet makes. The downside to the Zerka side is that the Zerka Corporation is kind of run by a bunch of flaming assholes, so the moral decision you have to make here is less light side versus dark side and more, okay, this planetary restoration project is vital to the future of the Republic, and it absolutely has to succeed. Is it worth dealing with the flaming assholes on the Zerka side to make sure it succeeds as well as it can, so that the Republic can prosper in the future? It's, it's a bit of a rough decision, or it would be if the Zerka side weren't transparent mustache twirlers, but maybe that's part of, what they're trying to pose here, how much jerk face factor are you willing to put up with if you think that side is the right thing? It's interesting. So, the alien languages in KOTOR kind of suck. I'm just gonna put that out there. They kind of repeat the same syllables in slightly mixed up patterns over and over and over and over again. So it's not like in the movies where they have something approximating an actual alien language being spouted at you with the subtitles so that you can kind of tell what words are what words. It's the same gibberish being looped at you, and the subtitles just are incidental to that. It's a bit lame, to be honest. But yeah.
It's probably more effort than it was worth for something like this.
Maybe.
MBS78 says, don't make a drinking game for how many times a Thorian says Dan Kelfa.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Riveting. I feel like I'm talking to my droid. Only the subtitles actually translate this one. So, basically, what the Ithorians are offering you is that their spiritual leader can possibly heal, in part or in whole, whatever wound was inflicted on you that caused you to be cut off from the Force. He can't actually correct it entirely, but if you do take the Ithorians up on this, your benefit is that they slightly heal your Force connection and you gain Force points toward your Force powers. So it's basically a permanent Force point upgrade. And there are several opportunities for this throughout the game. Some of them come from Krea's training, and others come from other sources. But yeah, one of the kind of neat things.
Shoda Habat should turn his eyes to his own people, if they truly suffer so.
Krea is really highly critical of the Ithorians.
I think she's kind of critical of everyone.
Yeah. But she's like, directly to their face, she criticizes the Ithorian leader here. I think she's being unfair. You can't just wave your hand and magically heal a planet, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna be siding with the Ithorians here. But you do have conversations with envoys from both factions before you get let out of your house arrest.
Perhaps we will be able to rest uninterrupted.
Don't jinx it, Krea. I just know we're going to get another phone call in 5 minutes now. Ah!
Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Ring.
Stupid old hag. Had to go and jinx it.
Good day. I am B4D4, Administrative Assistant for Zerka Corporation's Citadel Station branch. I am attempting to connect you with Executive Officer Jana Lorso. May I put you through?
Yes, go ahead.
I will connect you now. Good day.
Thank you for accepting my call. As my assistant no doubt informed you, I am Jana Lorso.
Man, it's like a Jedi, or even an ex-Jedi, lands on a planet, and then suddenly everyone wants them to do everything for them. I mean, what am I, the protagonist of a video game or something? Why are you calling?
I understand that you were approached by an Ithorian earlier. Doubtless he tried to obtain your help. attempting to purchase it with imposed guilt and veiled threats.
Actually, he was kind of nice about it, so I don't recall him threatening me.
Oh, and I suppose he didn't mention the exchange?
No.
Helping you with any problems here?
Not really.
In other words, the Ithorians won't lead the exchange to you if you work with them.
No,
You don't say.
They didn't.
You don't say.
They
What
didn't
did he
even.
want? He didn't say.
They didn't actually even imply anything related to that lady. Sorry.
Well, no matter. My apologies. I never intended to waste your time discussing Ithorians.
She like really, really badly mispredicted what the Ithorians would say when making their pitch to her to the Jedi. It's actually kind of funny.
I believe you're a person of influence. Someone
I offered you a ship, right? No. Okay, I was kind of hinging on them offering you a thing, so
standing in the way of progress
yeah.
and profit. I'm not asking for your help, though. I'm offering you a job. Work for Zerka and be handsomely rewarded. You'd be helping yourself. If you're interested, please visit our offices here in Residential 082. B44 will know what to do when you arrive.
One would wonder why they're like trying to appeal to a Jedi with, personal profit as their driving argument, but then you remember this theme that's brought up later on in the game. Most of the galaxy can't tell the difference between the Jedi and Sith. The Sith are just Jedi with a different philosophy to them, and that's part of why the Jedi are disliked in certain parts of the game's universe, rather. I'm not interested.
That's too bad. Well, you know where we are if you change your mind. Citadel Station is at a crossroads right now, and so are you. Don't take the wrong road.
We should get back to bed. Whenever they decide to release us, we should get going immediately.
Oh yeah, get back to bed and immediately drop to the floor in Indian style and meditate, yeah.
Explain something to me.
I do not have the years required, nor the desire to indulge you.
If she served in the war, well, Jedi are supposed to be tough, capable.
Yes, and what are they without the Force? Take the greatest Jedi Knight, strip away the Force, and what remains? They rely on it, depend on it more than they know. Watch as one tries to hold a blaster, as they try to hold a lightsaber, and you will see nothing more than a woman, or a man, a child.
But to lose so much, I guess I didn't realize how much they relied on it.
Do not be surprised. In many ways, even you are more capable than a Jedi. You could survive where they could not simply because you do not hear the Force as they do. It is irony of a sort, and it is why I tolerate your presence now.
But such a loss of ability, for a Jedi, it seems so extreme.
She has been gone from war some time. It is conflict that strengthens us, and isolation that weakens us, erodes us. Add to that she turned away from war, did all that she could to forget it, and the last piece clicks into place. But we have spoken enough of this, and we do her a disservice by not speaking of this while she is present.
I can hear you, I'm right over here, meditating.
Hard to meditate when you're talking like that.
The Talosian government has completed its inspection of what's left of the Paragus facility. It appears that the Harbinger had indeed been present, though it was gone when our ships arrived and was responsible for the station's destruction. Logs recovered from the facility's wreckage indicated that the miners perished as a result of sabotage, which began while you and your companions were either incapacitated or incarcerated. As such, you are to be released from house arrest. However, the Republic is sending its own ship. They have insisted that you remain on station for the duration of their search.
Why is the Republic sending a ship?
To further investigate the station's destruction and search for their missing ship, the Harbinger.
How long will I have to stay?
The sojourn is already en route.
Forever.
A few standard days. Feel free to use these quarters during your stay.
Is the Ebon Hawk still impounded?
The vessel's IND is complete. Please visit the TSF station and entertainment module 081 to complete the necessary paperwork at the front desk. The Ebon Hawk should be transferred from the impound docks by the time you're free to leave.
What about my T3 droid?
After filling out the paperwork, it'll be transferred with your ship along with your confiscated weapons and armor.
Okay. I'm sure nothing will go wrong at all with the ship impound paperwork.
We can't just stick around. We need to find a way off the station. Whether it's the Ebon Hawk or some other ship. We could hit Nar Shaddaa, maybe. If you've got people coming after you, it's where you go to get lost in the crowd.
You know that from experience?
Hey, everyone needs to get lost once in a while. Get away from something, you know? It's no big deal.
What do you think, Kreia?
It is difficult to say. I feel we came to Telos for a reason, but we may have spent too much time here already. Even if the Harbinger was destroyed at Paragus, more Sith could already be on their way. Still, there is a chance we might learn of other Jedi here, on the planet's surface. Jedi who might help us restore your abilities, or sever the link between us.
Well, what do you think?
Stay or explore Telos, we need a ship. Let's find the Ebon Hawk.
Makes sense. I'll follow your lead.
Okay. So now we're free to wander around. The first objective is to go find our stuff. Now, you can just bumble into any of these apartments if you want and try to take their stuff. But, you know, as a punchline joke on people who try to play this like a JRPG or whatever, basically the moment you try to do that, some guy's gonna run into the apartment and be like, hey, what are you doing in my apartment? And you're gonna have to talk your way out of it. It's very awkward. No, I'm not talking about that from personal experience. Why would you ask that? Right. Anyway.
We'll do it anyway.
Oh yeah, before I forget. Citadel Station is, if I were to compare it to a more modern game, the Citadel from Mass Effect, funnily enough. It's basically got the same thing going on. You have these computer terminals that you can use as fast travel points, but you need to travel to all the different locations before you can do that. Before I go messing around with the Ithorians and Zerka, I need to go get my stuff back. You know, people in the chat are talking about like Legends versus canon and all of that, and like, yeah, I kind of, you know, I get it. Like, I get why people prefer Legends over canon. At the same time, I also get why Legends was set off in its own, you know, corner. Because, like, you know, how are you gonna make any sequel movies at all in an expanded universe where all of the time after the original trilogy has all been eaten up by other stories already, you know? It's like, you'd have to write around 6 different trilogies, probably. Not even probably, that's more, I think that's actually what you would have to write around. How do you get to the entertainment module again? Oh. Okay, that's the Zerka Corp. Those are apartments. Is this the way? Yes, this is the way. Right. I've spent so much time on Citadel Station just using the fast travel points that I've actually forgotten how to make my way manually to each location. Oops. It's a pretty contained area and fairly linear, to be honest. Oh dear.
That didn't look like an accident to me or my associate here. It looked like you wanted to make a fool of him.
We have a $5 donation.
Not even an apology.
Blue Gray.
That won't do at all.
I forgot this was today. What I miss? A lot of talking.
Yeah, you kind of popped in like just as we were getting the gameplay rolling again. It's been almost an hour and we're only just getting the gameplay rolling again. That's the kind of game this is. What's going on here?
This Sulluston here had a few things to say about us that we didn't take to so well. We're just trying to work out our differences.
So this guy's got a problem with the co-pilot from Return of the Jedi, does he? Okay.
Whatever.
Tana besarankachi. Go na rin pang simisanchera. Go la marakta dun. Dosit min falartersen kila folorondon. De rentasa beni hulen bensilerente. Dosane gravalantro que wapater tanachingaradana. Tere wana jun konata della raguno tuna. Dai rento ron kavrekare papanala ranshinga. De rache wemenoto torere senisenten.
This doesn't have anything to do with you, stranger. Just move right along. Have a drink in the canteen.
This guy's face is weird.
Yeah, the old style original Xbox graphics don't really do this particular alien species justice, you know? I mean, we've only ever seen this guy as this guy's race as in the movies as the co-pilot from Return of the Jedi. But there are quite a few of them in these games, probably because they're so recognizable. But it's one of those, you know, face designs that doesn't really work at low poly, you know? So...
Just my luck. Someone who wants to be a hero. Why don't you run along before you get hurt?
Okay, I was already pissed off at you, but that smarmy British accent just makes me want to punch you harder.
Then punch him harder.
That is exactly what I'm gonna do. And actually, I'm gonna focus on this other guy first, because he's closer. I am quite lucky that I got force deflect before getting into this, because like I actually do have a defense against the goddamn blaster bolts. Let's do a bit of force healing. Okay. Alright, these guys are a bit tougher than that one bounty hunter, but really all that means is, you know... I like the idea, by the way, of Kreia here trying to punch this asshole with her stump.
Alright, I don't have hands. Oops.
One of them's down, at last.
Yay.
Alright, almost dead. Almost, well, knocked out, anyway. Atten, you're in the way.
You're in my spot, sir.
He kind of is. He just happened to be in front of the alien when the dialogue scene happened. And because, like, there are some graphical shenanigans that happen with the dialogue scenes in the KOTOR games. Like, sometimes people will just be walking through them, or the angles will be weird because of where the dialogue scene triggered. In this case, Atten just happened to be standing in front of the alien when he started talking. Why are they allowed to have this? Why are they allowed to do this?
Charanana gundoso remina che l'orakto guru katpada ferratore padano ringatel camarada telefibu nubu de veterana chenirara.
So before you make any hasty decisions about the Ithorians versus Zerka situation, even if you don't know Zerka's background from KOTOR 1, this situation is basically thrown at you before you get your gear back at the TSF station, so that you can get a hint that Zerka might be incompetent in their own way too. So that's another thing you have to consider when choosing which faction to side with. In this case, Zerka's been hiring so many mercenaries that they can't control the mercenaries themselves, let alone expect the station's law enforcement to do it for them. So the mercenaries are just kind of like a bunch of ruffians that are roughing people up on the station, and nobody can do anything about it. And it's all Zerka's fault, the assholes. Of course, because they threw this situation at you before you got your gear back, you might just want to talk your way out of it and never get that bit of information from them. So... Yeah. Yeah, I just told him to keep his credits. Light side points. Besides, it's not like I need to accept a reward to take some kind of spoils from the fight, you know? Anyway, let's go get our stuff back. Because I'm tired of punching people. I want my sword. Oh, wait, hang on. The information terminal here, so I can download the map. There we go. Yeah, that is pretty much the feeling you get from it. You can talk to all the nameless NPCs, but most of them won't actually have dedicated dialogue. They'll just be
Zerka's mercenaries are getting out of hand, and they're too much for the TSF to handle. We need Republic troops to restore order.
It's a lot like, you know, some of the less significant NPCs in Elder Scrolls, where they'll just repeat canned dialogue at you in different voice actors, with different voice actors, and sometimes you'll get different actors saying the same line you heard 5 minutes ago. It's, you know, one of those corner-cutting things that tends to happen with Western RPGs, older ones especially.
Module 081's TSF station.
People didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, you know, part of the reason I wanted to do these streams is to give these kind of games a little bit more exposure so people would understand a little bit more about what they have to offer. Seems like most of the people who watch our channels only play JRPGs, so... And if they do play Western RPGs, it's mainly the more well-known ones.
I mean, KOTOR is kind of one of the more well-known ones.
KOTOR 1 is kind of one of the more well-known ones. KOTOR 2 is... At the time, it was kind of like... the critical reception was, oh yeah, it's good, but it's kind of too similar to the first one. And that's like, wow, you really weren't paying attention. You really weren't paying attention. Lieutenant Gren said, come here to get the Ebon Hawk and the rest of my possessions out of impound.
I will call up the appropriate information now. One moment.
So gimme.
Searching. One moment. I regret to inform you that the Ebon Hawk is gone. TSF believes it was stolen.
What?
And is currently investigating.
The Ebon Hawk was stolen from the police while they had it in impound?
Da, 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 da.
Okay, so yeah, I was willing to let go the whole thing where you let an assassin into my prison cell to try and kill me, and the only reason I survived was because Atten just has an A-grade SAS game. But like, you let my... How do you lose an entire smuggler freighter? It's like, come on, man. How is that even possible?
It seems the Ebon Hawk was
Up, you have a $4.99 donation from BG5. Just got paid. Gonna donate every stream of this game I can afford. Have a good night while I'm an hour behind.
The vessel is not showing up at any government sanctuary.
Oh, you greatly appreciate it.
I would conjecture that it has been stolen.
Thanks, 5G.
Have been illegally accessed and modified.
I knew it! That stupid
I
T3
prefer
unit stole our
big-
ship. It's probably joyriding through the system right now, laughing at us. Laughing at me.
Atten thinks he astromectroid stole the ship.
Numerous satellites track all incoming and outgoing vessels. There is no record of the Ebon Hawk leaving the system.
Wait, you're saying the ship's actually somewhere on Telos' surface? I don't understand. Telos' atmosphere is highly corrosive outside the shielded restoration zones. Where else could someone land safely?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that's all the information I have for you. Of course, the quarters in Residential Module 082 will remain yours until the situation is resolved.
Well, it's nice of them to let us keep the apartment while our ship is missing.
I mean, hey, I'd take a free apartment. Just stay here, live for free.
Fortunately, your possessions were kept in the armory and were uncompromised. I will open the door for you so that you may retrieve them. You will find them in the security lockers.
Is there anything in the system at all about our ship?
There was a query regarding the Ebon Hawk's ID signature sent from the Paradis mining facility. However, all data collected in response to the query has been deleted.
It is likely that this information was removed when the vessel's transfer request was modified.
Okay, so we're stuck on this station until we can find our ship. So that's gonna be the next big objective. Is to just gain transport to the Telos planetary surface in order to find our ship. You always have your own main objective that you need to follow on every planet, and all of the faction stuff going on feeds into it. But if you want to be that kind of character who just focuses on your own objective to the exclusion of all else, the game gives you plenty of opportunities to do that. For example, after this faction quest, once we've helped the Ithorians deal with Zerka and are on our way to the shuttle, we wind up being asked to go all the way back to the Ithorians to rescue them when Zerka attacks them. And you can just say, fuck that, I'm done here. I've helped them enough.
You're on your own, buddy.
One of the things about KOTOR 2 that I quite like is that there are plenty of opportunities to have light side reasons for doing the obvious dark side choice, or have dark side motivations while still pursuing the general light side faction quest thing. More so with the content restoration mod added, I should say. Anyway, force powers. What do I want for force powers here? Well, well, this is Kreia, right? This is Kreia. In that case, Kreia is neutral, so I don't really have to worry about light side versus dark side when selecting her powers. Sure, I'll just... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Why? I didn't click that. I clicked this. There we go.
Fixed.
Got a couple of levels to grab all at once here. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. There we go. I think Force Aura is going to be my next one. Alright. Now, Atten is level 7 right now. The only reason that I really want to upgrade his Scoundrel class right now is a little thing called Scoundrel's Luck here. Scoundrels have a knack for getting in trouble, but to compensate they also possess an incredible instinct for survival. This feat is always active and grants defense bonuses in combat. This bonus starts at +2 at level 1 and increases by +2 for every subsequent 6 levels, level 6, 12, 18, etc. So I'm already one level above, like, the maximum level I care about for Scoundrel. The thing is, I want to make Atten a Jedi, preferably pretty soon, and level 6 is the highest I have a reason to care about in the Scoundrel class. So I could save the rest of his levels quite easily. The problem is that I'm stuck with Atten for much of this next section of the game, and the Telos planetary surface is kind of rough. So I'm probably going to sideline Atten as soon as BioWare joins my party. Anyway, I should probably actually re-equip my stuff. Yeah, that would be good. Why did they confiscate my Jedi robes? Isn't that just clothing? I mean, really. Let's go with an energy shield and Mitra Surik's armband. And the pheromone package. Yeah, I'll put that on. And the gloves. And my vibroblade. And, a blaster pistol just for shiggles. Why not? It's good to know that some of these are balanced. Oh, wrong hand. Hey, when did I get 2 vibro swords? Oh, the vibro sword is actually quite a bit better. I'll have to swap the upgrades around in a little while. When did I pick those up? Huh. I don't remember picking up 2 vibro swords, but I'll take them.
Yeah, I remember you getting another one.
Hi, Gren. So, I hear you lost my ship.
Something I can help you with?
Oopsie doodle.
How will you recover from the destruction of the Paragus mining facility?
To be honest with you, I just don't know. We desperately rely on the fuel to keep Citadel Station running. If we can't find a new fuel source soon, we'll be in bad shape.
So, here's the thing, and this is where the different planets start to connect with each other into a cohesive whole, as far as the big picture of the galaxy is concerned. Okay, so Paragus Station was the fuel source for this entire sector of the galaxy, right? The Telos Station planetary restoration effort is vital to the Republic, because if this planetary restoration effort succeeds, then they'll make similar efforts on other dead worlds that were ravaged by war. So it is very important for this effort to succeed. However, the Telos planetary restoration effort relied on fuel from Paragus, which just blew up. So that's bad. That's a bad.
There's enough fuel in the reserves to keep Citadel Station from falling out of orbit, and for managing the restoration project, but not much more than that. If only it were that easy. The Republic's tight on credits right now, still recovering from the war. They're sparing all they can, but it's not enough. We relied almost completely on Paragus for our fuel. It's hard to make up for a planet's worth of fuel exports.
And the Republic, having just fought 2 back-to-back wars on a galactic scale, they're kind of in a bad place and can't really throw money at people. So it's at this point that Zerka's perspective starts to make a little bit more sense. So depending on what you think of the situation and how you weigh up the different factors, you could end up siding with Zerka in spite of their asshole factor. And that's why I compare this in the stream title to Junktown from Fallout, because it's kind of a similar situation, except that in Fallout, the guy on the Zerka side would have been Crew from Jak 2. Or Jabba the Hutt, if you prefer that. Is there anything
Absolutely.
I really should
We
get
need
to
to
that
find
at
a
some
new
point.
fuel service, sign contracts, make agreements. A soldier like me is not good at that sort of thing.
If I can help, I'd like to.
You? You've got enough trouble, I think. And this is all your fault anyway.
Still think I'm to blame?
Look, it doesn't matter what I think. But sure, if you find someone
find
with a
me
load
my
of fuel
ship,
in their
then.
hand they'd like to sell to us, let me know. I'll be waiting. Something I can help you with? Would you be interested in helping us by bringing in some bounties?
Tell me about the bounties.
This isn't a bounty, so to speak. But we're looking for a man named Batono who's been missing for some time. Also, 2 ruthless killers that we'd managed to capture and hold here in the TSF station escaped and are currently at large. We're also looking for any information about the imposter Batu Rem.
Okay, so when I was playing this independently, I didn't talk to Gren until later, so I missed out on these side quests completely.
Well, now you know to get them.
Yeah, now I know that there are like 3 separate quests here on Telos Station that you can get before you progress any further. So talk to Gren before you leave TSF Station.
Batono is the overseer of dock operations for Zerka. and was assisting us
Or
in
make the
uncovering
long
the elusive
trip
black
back.
market smuggling operation that appears to be operating at a Citadel Station. A few weeks ago, he suddenly disappeared and hasn't been heard from since.
Do you have any leads?
Not much, other than what I've
They're
already told you,
somewhere
and the
on
fact
the
he was
station.
investigating
Da-da-da-da.
docking bay 3. I spoke with some Zerka guards near the docking bay, but they didn't seem like they wanted to cooperate with a TSF officer. Maybe you'll have more luck.
I'll see what I can dig up.
Thank you. Keep me updated. What is it?
Okay, and now for these two criminals.
They were spotted by security cameras in the docking area, and we quickly moved in to apprehend them. We captured them shortly after you were placed under house arrest. Some sort of electrical malfunction, a side effect of the false Batu Rem's attack, enabled them to escape. They overpowered their guards and escaped into the Citadel.
What do you know about the criminals?
There are two of them, a Rhodian and a Deveronian. They're well armed and obviously extremely dangerous. They haven't
Well, it
left
was
the
a
station
two-armed
as far as we
man.
know. All right, just be careful. We've already lost 2 good officers to them. What is it? You mean the assassin who tried to kill you, right? The real Batu Rem's one of us, and he's off the station on leave. I hope Batu's okay, though I'm expecting the worst. Shame. He was a good kid.
Is there any way to find out about the killer's movements on the station?
Yes, we looked into it and found that he arrived via a tramp freighter in docking bay 3. Unfortunately, the cargo and passenger manifest as well as departure location was not disclosed to us. That's all the information I have for you. If you find anything about the real Batu Rem, we'd like to know if he's safe.
Okay, so we picked up no less than 3 side quests. Or more specifically, 2 side quests and... oh, damn it, I hit the shoulder button.
Oops.
3 side quests and an update to a bonus mission that was already in our journal. So, apart from the 2 main faction quests that we need to pursue in order to progress here on Citadel Station, we have some additional objectives. I've heard people complain that Citadel Station is, like, overly linear, but to be honest, having played Mass Effect, this feels like a goddamn open green field to me. In terms of the stuff that you have to do while you're here and the options you have while pursuing those objectives. In any case, before I do any of the side questing, let's hit the cantina.
Can go listen to some jizz.
What?
That's the name of the music in the cantina scene.
Oh.
According to Lucas.
Oh.
Yeah. In universe, that type of music is called jizz.
Ah, so
Thanks,
you
George.
must be the Jedi everyone's been whispering about. No more trouble with the TSF, I hope?
Obviously, it's meant to be a play on jazz, but he didn't think it through very well.
I'm no Jedi.
I guess you
Do you see my lightsaber? No, I have a real sword. Totally different.
Jedi or not, you're the talk of the station. Everyone from the TSF to Zerka Corporation is curious about you.
Who are you?
You haven't been on Citadel Station long, have you? Let me introduce myself. I'm Benok, the man in charge of Lopak Slusk's protection. You do know who Lopak Slusk is, don't you? The 2 gentlemen with me are Matu and Nahata, Slusk's finest men. Other than me, of course.
Oh, leave the woman alone, Benok. I bet she'd come out on top if you fought.
Now, Luxa, I meant no disrespect. You're probably Slusk's strongest woman.
It's your skin, Benok. Just warning you, Slusk could easily replace you.
I don't want
doubt
any
you should
trouble.
cause any. Trading jabs with Luxa is hardly the entertainment I was looking for. Let's go.
I'm wanted on 8 systems. Not as much as the other guy in the future. Well, it's more impressive in the future.
Anyway, Lexa here, we're going to be talking to her for a bit, but not going to be pursuing her side quest just yet.
Hello there. Fresh blood at the cantina. Enjoy. Your drinks are on me. We should talk. Later.
Who are you?
If you're asking me that, beautiful, you're better off not knowing. Tell you what, you just enjoy yourself, and if in the future we have business together, you can come back and we'll have a little chat.
I'll be going now. So later on, you're going to have to actually get into the exchange and confront the leader, and there are several options for doing that. One of them is through Luxa.
Hey there! Care for a game of Pizzac?
Oh joy, I've always wanted another role-playing game with a trading card game mini-game in it. Do you have any cards I could, like, buy?
Here is this trading pack. You are guaranteed 7 commons, 2 uncommons, and 1 rare. If you get holographic Charizard, let me know and we can trade.
This is actually a pretty decent selection of cards, but I'm not going to deal with that quite yet.
It's time to play a children's card game.
Oh, here we go. I'm not gonna, like, ask anything about the course or anything, because I already know how this works. Okay, so Swoop Racing is a bit of a project in this game. Basically, whenever the meter at the bottom gets to red, hit the, well, on the controller, it's the B button again, and you accelerate to a faster speed. Do that and avoid hitting things, and you can get some pretty damn good times at this. You'll get to red faster. Oop. If you don't hit things, obviously, and...
now this is pod racing.
Not quite, but...
No, this is somewhat pod racing.
Even though it's called racing, it's more like, you're racing against the clock.
I mean, it's still a race.
Yeah.
But not just any race, but a special race to see who's the fastest. Oh, look, the people viewing just shot up by 200. Sonic does that.
Kavadumpa munsuru kuplaliyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanjiuma. Untachiwita in dovre kun miliwosa slimapo.
If you're wondering why I'm not taking the persuade options there, I'm not actually sure if I have enough persuasion, and I also tend not to take persuasion options that my character would not attempt in character, you know? But yeah, when you're paying entry fees for these races, you can, in fact, weasel your way out of paying the entry fee. Oh, damn it. Come on.
F-Zero, this ain't.
Yeah, like, some of the obstacles you can't really have a prayer of seeing coming, so you gotta memorize the track. Okay.
Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura. Tayaita ta bosananansata.
Let's see. Anything you hate about the new movies, they ask in the chat. Not really. Like, there's not much I outright hate. There are criticisms I have. Certain structure choices in The Last Jedi were really off. But you're also not going to catch me frothing at the mouth over any one thing, either.
When in the race do we get boost power?
Every 10 seconds we get boost power.
Oh, that's way more often than F-Zero.
Ooh. Oh, I almost hit that.
Pete the Ultimate Gamer says, where did you learn to drive?
Boom! Finally! Finally made a good time.
Ento mi paju, watamincha yokolondo nukulabirawa, tines un soto.
46 seconds and 74. I don't think you actually get any prize money for racing on Citadel Station, though. It's kind of just a practice course for the swoop races on other planets. But, you know, I'll win that money back when I start playing Pizak, so I'm fine. There's... As far as I know, there aren't any side quests tied to swoop races on Citadel Station. But there are side quests tied to the swoop races on Nar Shaddaa and on Onderon. So keep an eye out for that. Oh wait, I think in the merchant's place there's a workbench. I'm not going to talk to these guys yet because I don't need their help. But there is a side quest tied to this shop as well. So the Vibra Blade has my upgrades. I'm gonna, like, yeah, remove these. Oh, wait. Which sword is equipped to I want to put these on the sword that's equipped to my main character, but I couldn't remember which one.
I mean, worst case, then it's on the wrong one. You just swap it out.
The upgrade system in this one is so much goddamn better than the upgrade system in KOTOR 1. It's not even funny. Alright. Now, if I'm correct, that should be... Yeah, okay, that was the correct one. I think your main character's weapons are always toward the top of the list.
Pete also asked how many parts would a KOTOR take to complete. It would probably be one of our longest games ever on the channel.
Well, if we're playing it in live stream format without editing past a lot of things, yeah, it's gonna take a while. Huh. Okay, before I head over to the Ithorians, I'm gonna do the bounty quests, I think. Because I haven't actually done this, so I'm interested to see how it turns out. Okay.
Adding at the start of this session, bounty hunters, worst of the worst. I would never hire. I would hire a Mandalorian before Life's View becomes a bounty hunter. Like 5 minutes later to do side quests.
Well, we're just raising the bar. That's all we're doing. Okay. Dahlgren's friend Batano has vanished. Blah blah blah. At the Circa docking bay, and the escaped criminals, a Rodian and a Deveronian. That's the only information we have on them. So, since we have an actual location to go to for the other one, I'm going to head over to the docking bay first. It's funny how like, this area is not really any bigger or more, like, environmentally in-depth than anything in Mass Effect Citadel, but it feels more alive to me because there's just more interesting stuff going on in terms of quests here. If I remember correctly, the Zerka docking bay is this way.
Greetings, madam. My primary function is to provide information about Citadel Station, Telos, and a variety of other topics. Please feel free to direct any of your inquiries to me. I will do my best to answer your questions.
One thing I like about the droid designs in KOTOR is how primitive they look compared to R2-D2 and C-3PO. Anyway, I need to get into the Circa docking bay to investigate stuff, so let's get talking. I'd like some information on a passenger that came through here. Don't worry, I'll be discreet with my inquiries. The killer is dead anyway. I
always like to do it in these RPGs where I like to ask you some questions and just choose the bottom one. I'll be going now and just do
I should go.
It.
It became kind of a running joke in Mass Effect 3's Citadel expansion that Shepard had some really ungraceful ways of ending conversations, usually with the words "I should go," in the earlier games. How much would this expense be? 25 credits it is, then. Batu Rem. Alright. So for 25 credits, I bought the information that tells me that Batu Rem came from Nar Shaddaa, which I could have guessed, honestly. That is sort of, you know, where the exchange operates. Atten, stop trying to telefrag me, will ya? Sometimes when characters get stuck on things, they'll just pop back into party formation. Although most of the time when they get stuck on things, they just don't follow you at all, and you have to go back for them, which is annoying. Because it actually means that like their pathfinding has prevented them from catching up to you in combat. And you wind up fighting a whole fight with half your party, or 1/3 of your party, and in some cases.
Something I can help you with? What is it?
I found some information about Batu Rem.
The real Batu Rem?
Did you?
The assassin Batu Rem.
The assassin Batu Rem.
Oh, what is it?
He arrived from Nar Shaddaa aboard an unmarked transport in Docking Bay 3.
Docking Bay 3. More suspicious activity from Zerka's private dock. If only we had something more concrete, I could launch a full-scale investigation. But Nar Shaddaa? Sounds like you've made some powerful enemies. Here's the reward for the information. And if you find out anything else about Batu, real or fake, let me know.
Okay. Armor plate plating Mark II. Oh, what's this? This is an upgrade. Let me just... Oh man, I've got a lot of, like, unchecked items in my inventory. All these yellow things are items that I haven't looked at yet. Of course, the item icon up at the top of the screen will just keep blinking no matter how many of these I clear out sometimes. Okay, let's see. Droid Upgrades, which I can't use until I get T3 back. Alright, Armor Plate Plating Mark II. Reflex +1 and Stealth +4. Oh, nice. That actually is a good upgrade for, like, Atten. If I could get something for Atten that is upgradable. Unfortunately, his default armor is not upgradable. And I don't have anything decent for him yet. Right, I should actually equip the rest of his stuff before I forget. I'm gonna give him a will +2. Reflex package. And yeah, I think I'm good. Alright, let's see. Where next? Well, a Rhodian and something, probably that alien that looks like a Halloween costume of a devil. I have no idea where to begin looking for them, so I'm just gonna keep my eyes peeled as I progress through the station. later on, they're gonna ask me about. Gren is gonna ask me about looking into a black market situation, which is actually a pretty interesting, a pretty fun side quest, I think. But it involves, like, the two brother shopkeepers at that store. One of them is always ragging on the other for getting involved in, you know, dishonorable, criminal, not clean things. Kind of a red flag. Oh, and that's the exchange. That's the Zerka Corporation. Okay, this is not where I want to be right now. Yeah, you know, it's funny, like, they took a lot of the alien species from A New Hope's Cantina scene, which were kind of just thrown together costumes at the time, and brought them to life in the gosh darn, in the gosh darn KOTOR games. But it's time we talk to the Ithorians. I'm not going to Zerka. I already told them I'm not interested. Also, you don't need to actually go to Zerka to get into Zerka. Okay. And like I said in a previous session, guys, I pick my actions in these games based on what my character would do, not on what's, like, more optimal from a meta perspective. So you're going to see me occasionally skip things because my character has no reason to interact with a character. You know?
No RPG character talk to everyone.
Yeah, I don't really like that mindset.
Talk to everyone. Be everyone's friend.
You sensed my arrival? Moses said you could heal me. What did he mean? Okay, this might be a little bit insensitive of me to just come out and say, but, you know, bear with me. I don't understand a fucking thing you're saying.
Your speech is filled with maybes and perhaps. You are bold to make promises of healing while the world under your care burns and dies. You may be able to help, but there is always a price, is there not?
So Matthew says, so Lewis is role-playing, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason you play a game by Obsidian, really. I mean, it's like their main strength as designers. If you wanted to play a game where you talked to everyone just for the sake of talking to everyone, you'd probably be playing JRPGs instead. It's a much snappier process there. Let's see. Riveting. And that's not to say that I have anything against JRPGs. In particular, right now, Trails in the Sky is one of my addictions. And it's really fun just going around talking to every NPC on the planet and finding out what their day has been like since the last time I talked to that same NPC half an hour ago. But you know. What does happen if you talk to Zerka first? Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested.
Hard-boiled Lewis is playing light side.
Yeah, I am playing a light cider. Very much a light cider. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the dialogue subtitles this time. I need to actually catch up with what was being said. Oh yeah, that like. So that like Ilfa syllable is starting to sound more than a little like how people who want to make fun of weeaboos repeat desu a lot without realizing that that's not even how it's pronounced in the first place.
Days.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Alright. I remember what this is about. There's a droid that was taken away. It was kind of stolen by Zerka. Stolen or sabotaged in some way. And they need this droid to run a lot of their planetary restoration operations.
Matthew says, so how are you even able to understand what he's saying? People just know other languages and stuff.
There is actually an explanation for why your character knows all the languages they do. Well, no, apart from the whole former Jedi Knight traveling the galaxy doing missions kind of thing. You served in a war. Alongside droids, aliens, humans. So along the way you picked up a lot of languages in the past. Anyway, because their previous droid intelligence was sabotaged or stolen, I forget which, we need to go to their docking port. Their docking port at the bays. Find their replacement droid, it's waiting by the ship, and escort it here. Now, if you went with Zerka, you could deliver the droid to them instead.
Dragon X1 gestale lorcha jemu mepete ronchoda? Luka sole monosot?
What's it to you?
Kavanata galu, kavanami donkey krato.
You must have confused me for someone else.
Mogachi norte herembe goto, wina nek pu na amadoso chawana chik, trumpaba nakarash mangra. Kavadumpa no shuranto sochu no chechu ku polyina mokata.
You must be mistaken. I'm sorry, the subtitles glitched and I didn't hear what you were saying. What? Did you just curse me out, an alien? I mean... So there's another side to the droid intelligence story I'm saying in the chat that you don't get if you just side with the Ithorians straight off. Is that right?
I'm glad you're here. I'm the only man the TSF could spare, and frankly, I got a bad feeling about this.
Excuse me, Master, but it seems we have some additional visitors.
Ugh. So, they're here thumping their chests, twirling their mustaches and sending armed thugs at us, and they wonder why we sided with the Ithorians. Oh boy.
More where that came from. Time to even the odds.
Are you gonna attack? Thank you.
This shall not stop us for long.
Sometimes I find that my character will just stand there and not perform the action in the action list.
One of the assailants was carrying this.
It looks as though this black blaster has been heavily modified.
Is it Super Blaster?
Yes, I'll get the droid back to the Ithorians right away. Anyway, from that battle we got the modified Holdout blaster, which is an illegally modified blaster pistol. You get to keep it as a weapon either way, but if you take it to the TSF captain, it'll kick off a side quest to investigate the black market deals going on the station.
Did you have to find the captain first?
We've already talked to Gren.
Yes, but now we have to find the captain. Talk to him again. Yay!
Oh no. Okay, let's see. There we go. At this point, what do I want as my next feat?
What, do you just grow another foot? Hey-o.
Alright, I'm gonna take Master Dueling for now. Boost up my speed. Yeah. Now I have Night Speed, which is not quite as good as Master Speed, but, you know, it's good for this point in the game. Increases the number of attacks you get per round. So, while you're buffed with that, you're pretty hard to kill. Because you tend to kill things faster than they can kill you.
When you get your first master feat, do you get a special chair in the room?
What? Do I get a special what?
Chair in the room.
No.
But how could you be a master and not get a seat on the council?
The council is pretty much dead, okay? That's how. I mean, you know, when Anakin went in and killed all the younglings, it was all very shocking, but it's not the first time the Jedi Order has been, you know, like, almost completely annihilated. Oh, wait, hang on. Fast travel, fast travel. Wait, no, I need to go to the... I need to go talk to Gren first. I'm losing my thread. Once you have Master Speed and Master Flurry, you're basically an unstoppable death machine. Because Master Speed, like, ups the number of attacks you have per round. And so does Master Flurry, but Master Flurry doesn't have a penalty like the lower levels of Flurry do. So you're basically attacking, like, 5 times in a turn. Once you're dual wielding, anyway.
Something I can help you with?
I have a blaster I'd like you to look at.
A blaster? I don't see why not. What? Where did you get this?
I was ambushed by thugs in a dock module. One of the attackers was carrying this.
It's a blaster. Look at it closely.
Holdout blaster. It's been outfitted with a number of illegal modifications. You say you found this at the docks? That is disturbing news.
I'll be right back.
Yep. You know, for all the illegal modifications this pistol has, it's a pretty piss-poor weapon. Just saying.
When off-world weapons are transported onto Citadel Station, whether they are personal arms or shipments to be resold, they are inspected and licensed by the TSF. This confirms my fear that there is a source of black market weapons and components here on the station. I could use your help getting to the bottom of it.
Perhaps I could help you find the source of these goods. You found more evidence previously.
We have found a number of blasters similar to this one, as well as a crate of contraband weapons upgrades.
Perhaps I could help you find the source of these goods.
A relative stranger as yourself might be useful for the investigation. You'd be compensated, of course.
I'll see what I can do.
Great. The first thing I would suggest is showing the blaster around, discreetly. See if anyone on the station knows something about it, or at least reacts suspiciously. There's more than a few people around here I'd suspect having a hand in this. Anyways, good luck. Let me know if you find the source of the blaster.
What was that thing you just did with your arm? It was like a wave, but it was also not a wave. Anyway.
Donos emeragith, wanarakorachi drumka sa inchobin sasha. Dosimana rachata. Loka kamaran endoso ranwi no chabi. Durantamana sobu.
Well, dude, since you were stupid enough to announce that you were going to try and kill me before actually trying to kill me, I think I'll have plenty of chances. How about you? All right. Now, I just used night speed. You might notice that there's no ugly blur covering the screen when I move around. I still get to move around at double speed, but the screen is not obscured by that ugly effect. I've modded it out. You can also just turn off frame buffer effects in the options, and that gets rid of it too, but I didn't want to get rid of other effects at the same time, you know? So I modded out this specific effect. Oh yeah, that's the merchant's place. I'm not going there yet. I want to return this droid. Droid?
Okay, back.
Where'd the droid go? Kreia? Kreia!
It went into the ether.
Huh. I guess the droid is not physically following us. Anyway, to the Ithorian compound. It's just that, like, there aren't that many bad effects in the game, but when you use the speed effects, it covers the screen in this horrible blur that I can't stand. And considering how commonly you're going to be using the goddamn effect, well, you know. Wait, where's the droid? Oh right, I actually need to talk to the droid at the docking bay, don't I? Oh, I forgot about this. I thought the droid followed you, but it doesn't. Okay, transit to another module, entertainment module 081. Ugh. That's embarrassing. Yes, I'm gonna be hearing that goddamn chime every goddamn time I transfer areas because I'm refusing to level up Atten now. I'm not going to be able to turn him into a Jedi until I'm partway through Nar Shaddaa too, so it's going to be a while.
I will trust your judgment, Master. Lead the way.
Yes, follow me to the Ithorian compound.
Come along, everyone.
I am yours to command, Master. I shall do so now, Master Habak. Farewell, and farewell to you as well.
I found this blaster on one of the assailants. Nah, already way ahead of you there. He did say show it around, but I guess the Ithorians have nothing to do with it. I already know who has to do with it, but you know. Just figured I'd point out that the option appears in a lot of dialogue checks now. Okay. Is there anything else I can do to help you? Man. No shit? Really? Scandalous. 3PO did what? To who? I can't wait to get to Nar Shaddaa when everyone I'm interacting with is speaking common again. Basic, rather. It's basic in the Star Wars universe. Same difference, though. Basically English, but not English. Like, you're supposed to imagine it's a different language, but it's English.
For the sake of the audience, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Circa and the exchange must be stopped. I'll go speak with him. Okay, so, Lopak Slusk. If you happened to wander into the cantina, you'll have heard that name before, and you'll already know that there's someone you can talk to at the bar who might have something to say about Lopak Slusk. Let's see. I actually haven't put other equipment on Kreia yet. I keep forgetting to do that. Oh, hey. Oh, I didn't realize until I did it, but I put the cardio regulator belt on the old lady. Oops. Little on the nose. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to have the Josh perception gloves that I just got on my main character. Awareness +1, wisdom +1, dexterity +1. Which at this point doesn't really do a whole lot because it just puts me on an odd number, but if I add another piece of equipment later that increases those attributes, I'll get a boost. It always does bug me in these D&D systems that the odd numbers are useless, essentially. Because you only get the modifier bonus at the even numbers. So going up to an odd number just means, wow, if I had one more point in this stat, I might be better at something.
Yeah, sometimes level ups are just kind of pointless.
Now let's see. I'm going to go for a little bit longer this session. I'm not going to go to the cantina yet. I'm actually going to do the black market side quest. So, which way was the merchant place? This way to the merchant's place. Right. Dendis Dobo. Hi.
Mababe want to susintu mukarata. Tu esrectonatada beer mabar chokto. Torenibu inturata sisi meborokra. Tonoranga manakan. Ipo inshawa. Inwamagro. Meiranga nanoloja. Inwamagro. Meiranga
This room
nanoloja.
has lots of boxes in it.
Yep. Get used to seeing the same boxes and the same barrels and the same crates copy-pasted throughout all the levels, by the way. That is a proud tradition that did not begin with Mass Effect. It's very much a Knights of the Old Republic corner-cutting measure.
There's a lot of empty space in this space station.
You don't say.
It's just one of those weird things that it's like, you look at science fiction, it's usually everything's really condensed, and then you just play something like this. It's like, wow, they made this place really big for some reason.
Yeah, unfortunately, in these in this particular console generation, it was hard to get much detail into wide open spaces. So whenever there was an open area, things would get pretty bare, pretty barren, pretty boxy. Compare Devil May Cry 1 to Devil May Cry 2 and you'll see exactly what I mean.
Donos imeragith. Wanara korachi drumka sa inchobin sasha. Dosimana rachata. Donos imeragith. Wanara korachi drumka sa inchobin sasha. Dosimana rachata. Donos imeragith. Wanara korachi drumka sa inchobin sasha. Dosimana rachata. Machabi doko. Donaranga manachunga. Inwamako. Meiranga nanoloja.
I can hear you, you know. Anyway, don't buy anything from these guys until you resolve this quest. I mean, go ahead and browse to see which store selection you like more, if that affects your decisions, but,
Taranamo sibu indasarans. Crema sunkun ratungala. Chawi mo jubu inkosoracha. Inwamagro. Meiranga nanoloja. Machabi doko. Donaranga manachunga.
Why do you two share a store if you hate each other so much? I mean, seriously.
Why is this guy stuck in the corner around the shelf so no one can see him?
Because he's the asshole, brother.
Donos imeragith. Wanara korachi drumka sa inchobin sasha. Dosimana rachata. Moka kamaran endoso ranwi no chabi. Du rantamana sobu.
This guy's like, oh, very interesting. Very good craftsmanship. I can't tell you anything else about it, though. I think there's something you're not telling me. I want to know who sold the weapon I was attacked with. Do you know anything about the smuggling operation on the station?
What about my smuggling operation? I mean...
No, he's pretty open about it, about him being part of it. But there's no evidence other than the fact that I heard something from him about it. I expect the pay is good. What can I do for you? Yes, I've been there. Other uses? So I just need to walk in there and take a plant? So, the plants the Ithorians are keeping have special properties that make them regulated by the Republic, but because of the planetary restoration efforts here, the Ithorians are allowed to grow them and bypass those regulations. So the first quest this guy puts you on for helping with his smuggling operation is to go to the Ithorians and steal some leaves from their plants. You might notice I'm running in the opposite direction. That's because the obvious answer to this quest, if you're on the light side, is the correct answer. Just run to the police, tell them what's up, and he'll gather all the items you need for you in order to conduct a sting operation.
Something I can help you with?
Samhan wants me to get 3 things for him, then he'll make a shipment.
If we knew when he was going to make a shipment, then we could catch him. What are the 3 things he needs?
Leaves from the Ithorians' Bacani plant, their prototype shield unit, and medical supplies.
All that? If that's the size and substance of his usual shipments, it helps explain quite a bit. It will take some time for me to assemble those. All right, everything's here. Take these to Samhan. After that, come back to me and tell me the exchange has been made, and I'll go to the dock module to wait for him. If he won't let you leave until the transaction's completed, go with him. I'll post one of my men near the docking bay, and if he spots you, he'll summon me. Understood?
I understand. Just make sure you're there.
I'll be there, don't worry. You just make sure you get him to the docking bay. We have to catch him in the act.
So yeah. The guy even has the foresight to arrange it so that he's got a guy watching at the docking bay in case you have to go help Samhan make the shipment without talking to Gren first.
Well, that's something.
Yeah, he's pretty good at his job, this Gren guy. He's just understaffed, unfortunately. Hey, Samhan, buddy, I got all your stuff. It took 30 seconds.
Well, that's convenient.
Well, there was a fade out and a dialogue implication that some time was going to pass, so it's not like super suspicious from Samhan's point of view. I've got the items you were looking for.
These aren't the items I'm looking for. What?
Okay, straight to the docking bay we go.
About time you showed up, Saman. Get your things loaded. I'm already behind schedule. You don't understand how it is with Zerka.
When the process stops working like clockwork, questions get asked, and we don't want questions asked, do we? The faster we get this loaded, the faster we can get it out of here.
Stop right there. You're all under arrest and your possessions will be seized as evidence. That's enough, Samhan. Don't bother protesting your innocence. We know all about your business thanks to our friend here.
Glad I could be of help, Lieutenant. Hey, don't blame me for your gullibility.
Sorry, I couldn't reach my mute in time.
Oops.
It's one of those that just kind of comes out of nowhere and you weren't expecting it.
Yeah, I get you. Oh man, this guy's health is dropping like a stone.
I thought you might see it my way. All of you, come with me. I think you may be overconfident of your chances, Samhan. We now have evidence of your smuggling operation, and even the Council cannot ignore that. Again, I have you to thank. Without your assistance, it would have been impossible for us to place Samhan under arrest.
It was necessary to remove this criminal.
Now we can be certain he will be removed. I believe a long sentence awaits him, and the Citadel will be rid of his influence for good. Though there is always the possibility another will take his place. I promise to pay you handsomely for your assistance, and I'll keep my word. Now I must attend to my other duties. Again, thank you for your help.
Excellent.
We did it.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Oh, it crashed?
Nope.
Oh.
You'll see.
Dun 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 dun.
I have felt it too, my lord. A disturbance in the Force. It was difficult to make out, my lord. At first it was such a quiet thing. I did not notice it. But now I wonder as if it has always been there. I merely could not hear it before. The sound built so slowly. Yet when you listen for it, you can make out the strains, even over the background life of the universe. Do you feel it is a... You are the darkness.
It's the guy on the cover.
Which all life dies, my lord. All life exists to feed your power. And my life is yours. I beg
What is it with you, Sith,
please,
and choking people?
let me die.
Is that like a fetish to you?
Yes, this disturbance echoes through the Force. I can follow it.
I do want to
its
wonder what
source
happens
and
if Vader found the one guy who like gets off to like asphyxiation stuff. So like Vader force chokes him, he's like, yes, harder. What?
There was a comic about Vader having like straight up crazy fangirl. It ends about as well for her as you would expect that to happen. But
yeah.
It was interesting. So yeah, that cutscene, it happens like after a set number of quests, I think. But like, I'm not sure all of the quests and objectives that you can complete necessarily count. so it's a bit irregular as to when it can happen. I think I got it a little bit later the last time I played through the game, but I'm also doing more things here than I was last time. In any case, it is 9:43.
Yes, it is.
We started at, what, 7:30? Okay,
yep.
So...
maybe like 15-ish more minutes, depending.
Yeah, so I'm going to go a little bit further. Don't worry, I'm not going to pull the marathon that I did with Vampire the Masquerade last night. That was just me.
I saw that. I saw that was 6 hours, and I'm like, what?
I just couldn't put the game down. I'm sorry.
you spent literally a quarter of a day playing that on stream.
The jank was real, but so was the fun factor. You know, sometimes you just find a game that's so good in certain ways. Wait, why am I going back this way? My objective is at the cantina. Fuck. But yeah, I was getting so into the writing and the side quests in spite of the jank that I couldn't put the game down. That's the kind of quality that Vampire the Masquerade has. But yeah, the cutscene that just played is actually an indicator that pretty soon you're going to come back to your ship and have an unwelcome visitor there. Unfortunately, since we're playing Nar Shaddaa first, that means that character is going to attack us on our ship at a really awkward moment. If you've played this game, you probably know what I'm talking about, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll see.
Hello there. You know, I heard about what happened at the docks. Can we talk for a bit?
Yes, go on.
I handle vice.
Please do.
Spice, gambling, the good things in life. For the
okay, according to Cynical Aspie, it happens if you go far enough to one side or another of the alignment spectrum, 1/4, he thinks.
Oh, is that right? Oh, then that probably explains that I have done a lot of light side stuff so far. Yeah, and I think, like, the apprentice herself attacks you when you're close to full, or maybe at full, I'm not sure. In any case, when I recruited her, I was at full light side, and as a result, she was instantly full light side, in spite of, well, being a Sith apprentice, which amused me. It's just a quirk of the way the influence system works.
Don't worry, I won't make a move on you. That Squid and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. You being one of them.
That's a lie. You're lying to my face, and I can tell you're doing it. But I'm gonna play along anyway. What do you mean?
Look, are you really Jedi?
I was, but not anymore.
Exactly. This exchange bounty has nothing to do with you. But Slusk, my boss, won't listen to me. Still, you seem a very capable sort. Tell me, are you a capable sort?
I'm capable, yes.
Good. I like that in a woman. So here it is. Help me with Lopak Slusk, and I'll keep the exchange off your back. And find your missing ship.
What is your problem with Slusk?
What, besides his being your typically slimy Quarren? Slusk works for Goto, out of Nar Shaddaa. Now this Goto, he's rigid, ruthlessly efficient, and all he sees are numbers. Goto keeps the Squid around because he maintains a steady flow of income. Yet it's only half of what I know it could be. I should be the Citadel's boss, but Goto doesn't allow breaks in the chain of command. I can't go over Lopak Slusk's head, so I've got to take care of him myself. And I want your help.
I'm not killing your boss for you.
So run him off, Citadel. I don't care. Look, until Slusk's out of the picture, he'll just keep sending men after you. And who do you think took the Ebon Hawk? It was stolen from the exchange in the first place, you know.
It was an exchange ship.
Indeed. The pride and joy of a man called Davik, the exchange boss on Taris. How that ship escaped the Sith's destruction of Taris and Davik along with it, I don't know. But no matter. It's a stolen ship.
And that is a story that you'll find out if you play the first game.
Which we didn't, so too bad.
Okay, how would this work?
I can get you into the exchange suites in Residential 082. They're west of the entrance. More than a few of the guards are in my pocket, so there shouldn't be too much resistance inside. When Slusk's out of the way, I'll clear up this bounty matter and get your ship back. Deal?
It's a deal. I'm sure you won't backstab me at the first possible opportunity. Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
We'll speak again then. Best of luck, beautiful.
Why do people bother flirting with Jedi? I mean, come on. Anyway, before we move on, Atten.
I don't know what it is, but you look different.
Yes.
It's hard to explain, but it's good to see.
It's hard to explain, but even with everything that's happening, I feel at peace.
It shows. It's kind of inspiring.
Maybe just low
to be
energy.
honest. Anyway, just wanted to mention it. I think the others have noticed it too.
That or you just don't give a fuck.
Atten, let's play that game you're always talking about whenever you pick locks. Passaic or something?
Alright, but I'm out of credits, so it's Republic Senate rules.
Can you go over the rules first?
Sure, shouldn't be a problem.
The rules are you place a card down and I win.
Ground rules.
Boom. Alright. So, this is basically blackjack with a trading card element.
Where's the blackjack with hookers?
Well, you know. You can buy cards from other players as well, and they'll have, like, plus and minus next to them. So... I say a trading card element, but there's not really all that many cards to collect. Rather than collecting a bunch of different cards, what you really want is to get just a bunch of the same plus-minus cards, so that you have a flexible side deck. This works basically like this. Each turn, a card is drawn from the main deck, which is just, your standard-ass deck full of numbers. They're all positive numbers. The only minus cards are the ones in your side deck. You want to try and get as close to 20 as you can. If you go over 20, well, just like in blackjack, you're screwed. Except you can correct that if you have a minus card or a plus-minus card in your side deck that gets you back to 20 or below again. The way to win this game is to try to get your opponent to waste their side deck before you. Because once they do that, they're basically at the mercy of the numbers that come out of the main deck. And when that happens, you'll have a much easier time winning.
As Gray OTT says, but what does Pot of Greed do?
Ugh. Let's see. Oops.
I play Dark Jedi in attack mode.
Unfortunately, there's nothing quite so interesting as a Dark Jedi card. It's all just numbers. This is meant to feel more like a regular playing card game that you would play at a bar with guys who aren't nerds.
I play Blue Eyes White Rancor. That's against the rules, isn't it?
But yeah. The computer does sometimes feel like it cheats, but it doesn't really. And to be fair toward Obsidian in particular, the odds of winning the Pizak matches in KOTOR 2 in particular seem to feel fairer than KOTOR 1. But ooh, victory. Now, before I move on, I'm actually going to talk to this woman again.
Hey there! Care for a game of Pizak?
Since I've got my Pizak game going, I'm actually going to take this opportunity to buy some cards. These yellow cards are a bit weird. Basically, when you play one, any 2s or 4s or 3s and 6s, depending on which of these two cards you use, that are already in play will reverse from positive to negative or vice versa. I don't actually like to use these cards much because they're extremely situational. You're not going to find many situations where these will net you a win. They might get you out of a bust, possibly, but it's very specific. I'm going to buy up the plus-minus cards instead. And the next time I play Pizak, I'm going to put those in my side deck. But I'm not going to mess with Pizak on this planet any further, because I don't think there are any quest objectives on this planet that use Pizak. I think the mini-games are only available in this cantina to get you used to the mini-games. There are some people you can play against on other planets who have special rewards if you beat them enough times. Like, you can get some really good armor components from this Ithorian by the spaceport on Dantooine. And I think there's a guy on Onderon who will also throw in a bonus wager if you clean him out enough. But that's when you start betting actual money. If you ever want to practice Pizak, you can just talk to Atten, and he'll play for no wager at all. So you can get used to the game that way. Anyway, where was I going? Oh yeah.
Somewhere to kill 5 minutes.
The exchange, right. I should probably use the fast travel terminals and stop ignoring the fast travel terminals. Yeah, I'm going to the exchange, and it's time to be the light side hero that I am and go murder a crime boss in cold blood. Because I think this is one of those situations where you can't talk your way out of a battle situation.
I do not approve of this alliance we have formed with Chodo Habat and his Ithorians.
Oh, shut up, Grandma. Why is that?
Habat has an agenda, and he hopes to tie you into it to use you to his own ends.
We need his resources. Whatever help we must give in return is necessary.
True. He may be able to help us locate the Ebon Hawk, but still, you must be vigilant.
Okay. I think I avoided losing influence with Kreia there, possibly. Kreia will criticize a lot of the choices you make in this game, and you can either gain influence or at least avoid losing influence by coming up with good reasons for, Oh, there's one quest line here with Pizak? Well, maybe we'll handle that next session. I'll look into it later. I haven't actually done any Pizak quest lines on Citadel Station, though.
Sobojun sama pitom. No sukama rondisi renti. Manama kropaputani kris.
Why does no one on this fucking station speak Basic? I speak Basic? That's why I said that so flawlessly just now. Oh god, the alien languages are rubbing off on me. Luxa sent me.
Dosokanki. Jiso maranesh insando krapa molektek. Marawana chiso lucharaka. Tinachara. Graracha. Ganowiso to torando krani. Terando nosh wiwana hoto.
So, certain groups of guards in here won't attack you while you're working for Luxa. You'll have to fight them in the end anyway, but it makes getting in a little easier. I'm gonna quick save now.
Yeah, but that's experience points you can gain.
I'm terribly sorry, but there must be some sort of mistake. I don't have a record of your appointment. Are you certain it was for today?
There's no mistake. You'll open the door.
You know what? There must be a mistake in the system. Why don't I open that door for you? What was your name?
Mitra Sarek.
Excuse me. Lopak Slusk's appointment has arrived. Please
Are you sure it was for today?
Door.
We're in space. There is no day here.
Have a good day.
Wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be.
They just bombard them with metaphysical reasons why you're there. Makes them confused. They haven't let you in.
I just pulled an Obi-Wan, okay? Now, I think you have the run of the place for the time being. Oh, hey, an Ithorian. I skipped over this guy completely the first time I played through the game, but I wound up letting him go anyway because you find the control panel for that, like, elsewhere in the building. Why, yes, I have. No, no, why are you here? How do I set you free? I'll see what I can do. Okay. Not much, you know, real dialogue connected to that guy, so I guess I didn't miss much the first time through. You do get some light side points for freeing him, though.
Well, might as well do it then.
I do feel like the light and dark side meter system does hinder any, like, real attempts you might make at being a benevolent darksider, which is not something that's impossible, but is a bit rough. Oh god, this guy's alien language is the worst of them all. It sounds like he's talking Flemese, like there's not even syllables coming out. He's just making gurgling noises at the bottom of his throat, and somehow they translate into meanings in my brain. Oh god.
Ookie, that's weird.
I just want my ship back. Okay, all bets are off. Luke's has sent me here to kill you. Don't worry, I will.
With pleasure.
That is a good point, Matthew. I guess being a benevolent Sith would basically just be true neutral in this game.
That's more of a gray Jedi, but...
That's as good as you're gonna get.
Well, you can be a light side Sith. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying a benevolent darksider, as in someone who uses the dark side of the Force for not deliberately asshole-ish things.
Time to take you down.
Ugh, Kreia, why are you already injured so much?
She's an old woman. What do you want from her?
More where that came from. More where that came from.
Where's the action meter? Where is your action meter, Kreia? There we go. Okay, good.
Time to even the odds.
Atten, the odds were never against us to begin with. Evening the odds would, like, be giving our opponents an advantage, wouldn't it? Like, it would be making their situation better and ours substantially worse. I mean, if you want to be sporting, go ahead, but, like, you know, just saying. Oh god, the lab station meter's in the way of my action menu.
Well, that's an oops.
I hear you.
Now, let's see. Hi. Anyway, let's see. Is there another security console around here? No.
Doesn't seem like it.
Oh, I think that's the security console. Oh boy. These guys are in Luke's pocket too.
Good to know.
What's that, you say? Droids? Boom.
Headshot.
Bam.
Kapow.
So, the combat on Citadel Station is pretty easy, but as soon as you get to the Telos planet's surface, the game just sort of jumps up in difficulty. So, don't get used to things being quite as easy as they are during these quests. It gets pretty rough at times in this game. I just want you to leave the Ithorians alone.
Just want to get my ship back. Why is that too much to ask of you?
Slusk.
What do you mean you assume this was all her doing? I told you it was all her doing 2 minutes ago.
Yes?
But never assume it makes an ass out of you and me.
Come to think of it, what is the Grey Jedi equivalent of a Sith? There isn't really a Grey Jedi equivalent of a Sith, and I don't think the Sith mindset is compatible with that idea. Grey Jedi are more about maintaining balance in the Force, whereas the Sith are all about their passions. It's literally their code. Passion and power. The thing is, though, when you think about it, the Sith code doesn't have to be tied straight to the dark side. That's just sort of how it ended up. So there are some somewhat heretical versions of Sith belief that you encounter in the Old Republic MMO that have to do with, like, mixing the dark and the light and all of that. So I guess you would say the closest thing to a Grey Sith would be the Revenites from the Old Republic. But, they don't make it that far as I know. They kind of just get, like, either killed by the Sith for being heretical or driven into hiding, and they never really become a strong factor in Sith society, as far as I know anyway. As far as I've played into the game. Let's see, where was I saying? I don't think it's possible that all of us will be leaving this room alive.
And the ones leaving alive are definitely going to be me.
I'm not looking for a fight.
I guess it's just like they say. If you want something done right, do it yourself.
So, now... Oh, that was... Wait, how did the game interpret that into Slusk and me being at odds with each other? Whatever. I don't care. I'm just gonna throw a grenade at these people. And then I'm gonna throw a bigger grenade at these people. And then I'm gonna throw, like, an even bigger grenade at these people.
Just throw increasingly bigger grenades until they die.
More where that came from.
I want the exchange to stop meddling in the Ithorians' restoration effort. If you don't, you won't be alive to enjoy your profits. I swear. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is throw a grenade at them. And then throw another grenade at them. And then I'm going to stun droid, which might as well be a grenade when you level it up anyway. It only targets single targets at this point, I think. And then I'm going to throw another grenade at them. Because grenades, that's the Jedi way. We throw grenades at things. Atten keeps resurrecting and immediately getting shot by the turret.
Maybe Nar Shaddaa isn't such a good idea after all.
Why would you say that, Atten?
The Exchange is one of the most powerful groups on the Smuggler's Moon. If this Goto wants you so badly, it'd probably be a good idea not to show up on his doorstep, wouldn't you say? Not to mention, I'm sure Lopak Slusk has friends on Nar Shaddaa that won't be happy to hear he's gone.
Let's get out of here before someone comes to see. No, we can't worry about that now. We need to get off the station first.
Yeah, you're right. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Boom. So like, I just did that in the most un-Jedi-like way imaginable. I just threw all these really low-quality grenades I've been collecting over the last how many hours. Ah, Ikeni battle armor.
But is it better than the one you have?
Let's see. Defense bonus 3, max dexterity bonus 7. No upgradable though.
That's never good.
Oh, I didn't mean to actually switch to that. Yeah, I'll keep him with the Ikeni battle armor. I mean, what? Wait, what? Oh, for fuck's sake. Ikeni battle armor. There you go. Good. Also, I forgot to put this on him. But a stealth belt so that he can stealth around and stuff. Anyway,
What do you think you're doing? I'm wearing my stealth belt. I can get through here. I can still see you. But I'm wearing my stealth belt. It's just a belt, dude.
He hasn't turned it on yet. Don't worry. Okay. Bypass secure login. Oh, I can't log in with that character, can I?
Yes.
Failure. Oh, boy. None of these characters has the ability to log in, which is a problem. I guess I haven't given anyone any computer skills yet. Hang on.
How do I compute, or?
To be honest, do I have anything that boosts computer skills is what I need to find out right now. Skills. Okay, computer use 3, 3, and 4. Oh, seriously? My best computer use person is Kreia. She's blind. Okay. That's a little bit awkward, but she has to level up right now anyway, so I'll put a point into her computer use and boost her other skills that way. Now let's see.
Give the blind woman computer skills.
I'm gonna give her master dueling. There we go. Oh, and for powers, let's boost up that speed. Oh, she has 2. Okay, in that case, let's boost up the force shield as well. Okay, can she log in now? Yeah, all it took was 1 more point. How about that? Okay.
Convenient.
Welcome, Lopak Slusk. Main command console. Access remote camera controls. Holding cells. Deactivate force cage 2. I used the cranky neutral woman to do a light side action. I bet she's, like, really pleased with me right now.
Also, isn't she blind?
Yeah.
So how can she use a computer?
I just said that. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you.
But blind.
Oh, nice. I got some decent items here. A bowcaster, Mandalorian melee shield, infiltrator gloves, and an improved Molinine edge. Oh, more items. An Arcanian heavy pistol, parts and credits. Okay, that heavy pistol sounds like a weapon that Atten could get some use for. Oh, I almost reflexively leveled him up. Oops.
It's not any better than the regular pistol. It's just heavier.
It's actually quite a bit better than the regular pistol. 2 to 11 damage.
I know. I'm just making a joke.
And an attack modifier +1, which means it also has better accuracy. It's also like the first decently good-looking pistol I've seen in this game. So, okay, let's see. Just fill out that corner of the map. All right.
The pistol does match his armor pretty well, though.
Are there any other soldiers here? No? Okay.
But I want experience, damn it.
Hi.
Please don't kill me. I'm only doing my job.
Fine, stay out of my way. I mean, I've already killed everyone else in the building. I need to leave someone around to tell the exchange who killed them and why. No, I'm kidding. That was a complete foobar. I hoped to talk my way out of it, but I guess there was just no hope for that in that situation, was there?
You tried to kill me first, so therefore struck the fence.
I don't mind it if talking your way out of a situation is hard or impossible if it makes sense given the situation, you know? Anyway, let's... Where were the Ithorians again? Oh yeah, in the other side over this way. I'm gonna turn in this quest, and then we'll end this session here.
Okie dokie.
Alright. This way. Hey there, Chodo, my dude. BB-8 stuck what? Where? Gross.
How many inches of whose ass?
Well, you know, now you're just making assumptions about what we're hearing.
Well, you know what they say about assumptions. They put it up the ass of you and me. What?
Okay. The exchange will trouble you no longer.
Because Grey Teachy says, "Don't worry, I'm a Spectre." Wait.
Okay, you can turn this reward down, but even if you're going light side, I don't recommend doing it. Because I think this is a lightsaber part. How did Circa get some in the first place?
No, you'll always be able to get lightsaber parts when you want to eventually later.
Oh no, it's not possible to permanently miss lightsaber parts because there are a number of quests that offer you lightsaber parts, and how that works is the first quest you do that offers lightsaber parts gives you a lightsaber part, then the second quest gives you the second lightsaber part, then whatever the third quest you do is gives you the third lightsaber part, and then after that, once you've constructed your lightsaber, or once you have all the lightsaber parts at least, all the other quests that would have given you lightsaber parts just give you a lightsaber. So, at that point it becomes much easier to acquire more lightsabers, which is good, because half your party is probably going to be Jedi Knights by the end of this playthrough, or Sith, I suppose, if you're playing a Darksider.
Is it possible to have a Jedi and a Sith on the same team?
No.
It'd be an interesting dynamic.
Well, technically, one of the party members is a Sith apprentice, but as far as the classes are concerned, she becomes a Jedi once you take her as an apprentice of your own. So, but she is like, as far as her characterization is concerned, she does still talk like she's a Sith apprentice. She rather frequently expresses worry that your acts of compassion are a weakness that her old master will exploit, and all of that. So it can be a bit of a challenge, not losing influence with that character. Let's see. I like the way. I like this guy's reasoning for not having bribed anyone yet. I just don't know who to contact, man.
Smooth.
One of the best parts about Atton is that if you have him in your party when you do persuade options or force persuade, she has all sorts of comments. Like, he just said smooth when I managed to persuade some money out of this guy for the purposes of bribing someone. And he said, well, that was easier than I thought it would be when I managed to force persuade those receptionists. Sometimes if you use force persuade, he'll actually complain about it. Isn't there a way we could have done that without crawling around in someone's head? You know? Because he has a thing about that you'll find out about. Anyway, yeah, next session, our objective will be, well, apart from the escaped criminals, and finding this vanished guy, we need to get into the mainframe at Zerka headquarters. This is a fun quest because it involves hijacking a droid. And that winds up being one of the funnier moments in this game, actually, because you have to play as the hijacked droid. And it's like proto C-3PO protocol droid. So you have to sort of talk your way through a situation as that droid. And of course, we've already picked up the crafting a lightsaber side quest, which we can't complete yet because, well, number one, it's impossible to get more than just the first part on this station. But we also won't be able to figure out how to construct a lightsaber until BioWare joins our party. So we won't be able to progress this until after Telos. But, yeah, crafting a lightsaber, you want to get that done just about as soon as possible, because lightsabers kick the asses of every other weapon in this game. And the upgrade system's like, okay, for a vibro sword, you can add 3 upgrade components for different parts. The number of upgrades you can add to a lightsaber, not counting the color crystal, is 5. There are 2 special crystals that you can add in addition to the color crystal, and 3 additional parts that all have their own effects. So lightsabers can get pretty ridiculous. And then when you're dual-wielding the lightsabers fully upgraded, oh boy. The amount of damage that you can wreak is... it's beautiful. But for now, I bid you all good night. Take care, and all of that. Thank you for joining us.